I'm making this video for Colin Woolway and Matt Patella, and I'm going to direct my attention at what a definition of a stroke is. There seems to be some confusion about what a full stroke is and what a free stroke is, and some people think it's the same thing, some people think it's a different thing. So the way I look at a stroke is it takes two definitions, not one, to identify a stroke. Okay, and those types, those definitions are: one is a level definition, and the second definition is the type of stroke definition. And what I mean by those two things is the level definition is the beginning of the stroke. The stroke has two things. It has a beginning where it starts, and then it has an ending where it ends. Okay, and it can end different ways. Okay, so the first definition, which is full, refers to the level, which is the full range of motion, which is this full stroke. Okay, so there's lots of levels. There's the half stroke, and there's the quarter stroke, right? And there's the 7/8 stroke, and there's the 5/8 stroke. You can look at it like a clock. Here's the 12 o'clock position. This is the 3 o'clock position. Here's your 1 o'clock position, your 1 o'clock position, your 2 o'clock position, and your 3 o'clock position. You can look at it any way you want, but these are positions or starting positions. Now, the resolution of the stroke can go two ways. The type of stroke it is two things can happen. Okay, either the stroke can come back to where it was, or not. That's the only thing that can happen. And when it comes back to where it was, we're not interfering with the trajectory or the distance, so we call it free. So the beginning of the stroke is a full stroke level, and the resolution of the stroke was a free resolution, so we wind up back in our full stroke position again. Okay? And there's another kind of full stroke that we could use, another type of stroke that we can execute from the same position, which is a control stroke. Okay, and that just means that instead of allowing it to freely come back to where it was, we're going to interfere with the trajectory. Okay, so I stopped it halfway. I interfered with it. I controlled it. Okay, and that was the resolution of the stroke. It started out as a full stroke, but I threw a control. And now I'm in a half stroke position, so the next stroke I throw is going to be a half stroke. Free. That was free. Now the half stroke I can throw free, or I can throw a control. But I have two ways I can go. I can either go up in a control, or I can go down in a control. I can go down again to a quarter, or I can go back up to a half. Those are both controls. I'm controlling the stick and making it do what I want to do as a result of the stroke. So there's two types of strokes. There's a stroke where I don't interfere, so it's free, and then there's a stroke where I do interfere. It's controlled. Okay, and I can do that from any position. I can do that from full position. I can do that from half position. The only rule is from the full position, my control stroke only has one option: down. I can't go up any further. In my half position, I have two options. I can control up, or I can control down. In my quarter stroke position, I sort of have only one option, but it's the reverse of the full stroke. I can only go up. I can go up to a half, or I can go up to a full. Okay. So I need to have two definitions. I need to say full stroke. Okay, so now I know where I'm beginning. But then if you tell me free, that tells me what happens as a result of the stroke. And if you tell me control, that also tells me what happens, but it tells me that something else happens. Okay, and so it takes both of these things to really define what the stroke is. Otherwise, you're only defining half of the stroke, the down or the up of the stroke. When the stroke goes down and the stroke comes up. Now, whether it comes back to its original position or not, it depends Depends on what kind of stroke it is. Whatever the starting position was. The end position is going to be the position of the next stroke. Okay? Does that help anybody?